different episode of Every Marvel Movie Ever. I am your host, Gabe Thomas. With me, as always, is your co-host, Francisco Alcala. And today we are not talking about a Marvel movie. We are talking about the Phase 4 announcements of the MCU, because as we're recording this, it's Comic-Con weekend, so these literally came out last night. So we just thought that we would talk about our thoughts on these and educate you guys on these. I mean, I'm sure every podcast and YouTube video is just going to be Phase 4 announcements.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to be hearing about this for like the next week or two, because there's a lot.
But we're going to add to it, because why not? So there were 11 things announced. 11 projects announced, because there was 10, and then there was a secret one.
Yeah, there's a surprise one right at the end, which...
good on them, because these are mixed. Overall, I think there's some really cool stuff in here.
There's a lot of cool stuff, but there's a pretty decent amount of stuff that's kind of disappointing.
Or, yeah, there's a lot of stuff I just don't know if I give a fuck about yet. Yeah, but I'm sure I'll care when they're coming out.
Yeah, I'm sure we're still gonna watch it.
Yeah, of course, we have to. And, of course, we are talking about the Disney Plus limited miniseries, also not just the movies. So we're just talking about everything that was announced, because we're recording this on the Sunday, you're hearing this on the Friday, so we're way late on this. We were texting each other while it was happening as each one came out.
Yeah, so... I was stalking Twitter, people that were there.
And so I think we probably both know how we feel about a lot of these, but I'm excited to get into them, because I spent my entire morning just researching these and finding whatever I can, because there are a few newcomer characters that I think most people don't know much about. I don't know much about
newcomer characters,
and a lot of series about people who are dead.
Yeah,
and multiverse stuff. There's a lot going on.
We'll get into it in a little bit, but there's a lot of multiverse stuff, possibly.
Well, definitely. I mean, multiverse in the name of one of them, in one case. Yeah. And we're going to be talking at the end, we'll talk a little bit about this stuff that was kind of teased, because there was a little bit of, we know what you guys were expecting us to say, and they're coming.
Kevin Feige teased a lot of stuff right at the end.
And we're going to get into that, because I have, I don't know if I have many statements about it, but I have the details of what exactly kind of went down. So we're just going to talk about them in release date order, which I think is also I don't know if this isn't the order they were announced in.
Oh, no.
Because
literally at all. It was kind of everywhere.
The first one they announced is like one of the first one that's coming out is like one of the last ones they announced.
Yeah.
So I have these in release date order, so we're just going to talk about them like that, because I think that's probably the easiest way to follow it, instead of jumping from 2020 to 2022 or 2021 or whatever. But most of these, just 2020 and 2021. And that's still 10 things. And then one that we have no idea when it's happening. Let's just start at the start of Phase 4, which is May 21st, 2020. We are getting our Black Widow solo film, which is like 10 years since she was first introduced. Yeah. And she hasn't had a movie yet. She should have had the first, female solo movie, I think.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
She deserves it.
I mean, she was pretty much the first...
Yeah, she definitely was.
She definitely was. The first big one.
Yeah, exactly, because Iron Man 2, he introduced her, and then she's the one girl on the team in the first Avengers. Another thing, there's a lot of, awesome diversity. There are a lot of female directors in here, which we've barely seen in this universe. Just a lot of minority directors in here, so that's definitely something we'll be talking about, too. They're really broadening their horizons, I think, with a lot of this stuff. Because this is directed by Kate Shortland, who hasn't really directed anything of note, but that's kind of what you do these days, or you get someone who directed, an indie thing or two, and then you scoop them up random. And throw them. That's how you get Rian Johnson directing The Last Jedi. It's like, oh, you made Monster and Looper? We're thrusting you in to fuck up the biggest franchise in the galaxy. The movie's fine.
It's about family. And that's what's so powerful about it.
Spoiler alert for everything in the MCU, including Far From Home. I know I don't really have to say it because there's a universal 2-week lift, but I know some of you guys don't always go out to the movies, so it's your last chance to leave before we spoil the last, 23 movies or how many?
Yeah, pretty much this is going to be spoilers for almost every movie, because all of these take place after all of those movies.
And also, there's going to be some in-depth shit in here. We're going to be talking about the Eternals and Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu.
A lot of these characters I had never even heard of before they were rumored to be in the MCU. So
we're
gonna get into some weird shit.
Exactly. So this is full nerd. No breaks on this nerd train. Finally, let's talk about it. They're going back to Budapest, which is
something that they've talked about a lot.
A few times. There's obviously
just like Budapest all over again.
You and I remember Budapest very differently.
That's the original clip from the Avengers where she's talking about with Hawkeye and how they remember Budapest very differently. And then you get it again in Endgame before they fly off. Maybe it's in Ultron or something. I don't totally remember.
I'm sure they talk about it like at least once in every movie.
It's definitely mentioned a lot whenever Nat and Clint are together. Just we've never known the details. Just it's some mission they went on together.
Yeah, they just kind of referenced it a lot.
And we're finally going to see that. So I guess that means Hawkeye has to be in this, right?
Yeah, I mean,
so he wasn't confirmed for the cast, but he has to be.
There's no way he couldn't be. It'll probably be like a cameo thing, though. I don't think they're gonna spend too much time on it.
I feel like that's not because Budapest isn't like the whole thing of the movie. That's supposed to be just like maybe like 20 minutes. But I hope he's in that whole thing.
I think it's probably gonna be how they open the movie.
I hope so. Like
that's just gonna be how it opens. So he's not gonna be in the whole movie. He's gonna be in the first like 15.
I want
minutes.
them to be equally involved though. Like because I want it to be. I don't just want it to be Black Widow's mission. I want them teaming up together.
I think that's what it'll be.
Because they've been a great pair since 2012, and also I think that mission's more impactful if they're working together. And also, I don't know if I've commended Marvel but props on taking like almost an entire year before releasing another movie. That's crazy. It's like 10 months before their next project, which is...
It's weird that that's a big thing for them.
Yeah, but when they're putting out 3 movies a year...
Yeah.
This is the first time where we're...
3 or 4 months between every movie.
There's actually a solid divide, which, that's good that we're getting this break, because I feel like people wouldn't care as much if this was coming out in December.
And they probably need time to actually film things.
Yeah, this has been in production for a while, I know. Around the time Endgame interviews were happening, like Jimmy Fallon and Kimmel would kind of prod Scarlett Johansson into giving details on this Black Widow movie. She's like, what Black Widow movie? I don't know what you're talking about. But obviously, that's bullshit.
When does the Black Widow movie start shooting?
Where, when?
The one you're in, the Black Widow movie. Your own, movie. Everybody's had their own movie, and you haven't had your own movie, but I assume you're going to have your own movie.
That's a lot of words. I don't know.
Taskmaster showing up, somebody who's gotten a lot of play recently. He was in the Spider-Man video game.
It's really weird how much attention he's been getting lately.
Taskmaster, of course, somebody with a photographic memory, so... he fights Spider-Man or Captain America, whoever it is. He can memorize their moveset. That's going to be good with Black Widow because she's very, martial arts focused.
Yeah, and I told you yesterday, but I'm hoping that there's a lot of, fight choreography kind of like in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Especially with
exactly,
the knife.
Just that, close quarters, really quick, brutal fights.
And they did say that the fights are going to get pretty brutal, so I'm hoping it's something at least close.
I haven't seen... Do you know the movie Red Sparrow with Jennifer Lawrence?
I didn't see it.
I
I
haven't seen it either,
about.
But that's it's basically a Black Widow movie, and I want to see it now more than ever because it's like a Black Widow movie, but a hard R Black Widow movie. And this isn't going to be a hard R Black Widow movie, but as long as it's intense as Winter Soldier, that's fine with me. I don't think we're getting any hard I don't think we're getting any R-rated stuff.
Oh, definitely
at least not in these. I don't think so.
I feel like it'd be kind of weird if the first R-rated MCU movie was a Black Widow movie.
Yeah, it's in the first R-rated movie Disney puts out.
Yeah.
Apparently most of this takes place after Civil War, but before Infinity War.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I heard anyway.
I thought it was...
I don't remember what my source was. You'd think it would be all, pre-Avengers, pre-Iron Man 2.
That's what I was... I thought that's what I heard.
Budapest must be a flashback or something.
Probably.
Unless that's wrong, but if she's with Civil War and Infinity War, she's with Captain America. But Captain America, Chris Evans wasn't even at Comic-Con. I bet he's relieved, because this is the first time he hasn't had to be at Comic-Con 8 years. Or maybe more, because he's always in nerd stuff. Okay, so if it's between Civil War and Infinity War, what does that mean? Are you gonna have Falcon and Captain America? Because you're not.
No.
There's no way.
It kind of depends on how far away it is from Civil War.
Yeah. Well, that's only a 2-year window.
Yeah.
2016, 2018. And what's going... there's not much going on Earth there, because Homecoming takes place in 2016 because it's right after Civil War.
There's nothing big. There's nothing really big happening.
And then 2017 was Ragnarok and Guardians, so that's in space. So there's nothing happening in 2017. So that's kind of a nice window for you to do something.
It works for that to be the time frame, but I just don't.
I think part of Doctor Strange takes place in 2017, but that's in Hong Kong and stuff. That's not. There's nothing going on in America that we know about. so you can slide her in there. But
there's nothing Black Widow level threat
well,
happening
that we know about. I mean,
that we know of.
Black Widow going on a solo mission isn't going to be her taking down
Exactly.
Thanos, exactly, is it? They're not going to show. You can't show Captain America almost a year to the month after he.
They're definitely not going to do anything with Cap.
So, like, how do you have her be working with Captain America and Falcon on the run with everybody, but then also, like...
Yeah, I don't get how she's gonna be on the run, but also doing stuff with, like, going against Taskmaster? Like, how do you...
Because I would love for that movie to end with, like, they're like, oh my god, Wanda's in trouble at the train station. We need to get down there. Because that would be kind of great. But they're not going to show Cap. Like, it's not like they couldn't, but they're not going to.
This is definitely not going to have anything to do with Cap.
Or, like, I don't think any other heroes are going to be in this.
Yeah, I think this is just going to be... This is literally going to be a Black Widow solo movie. It's just going to be about her. I don't think it's going to have anything to do with
maybe she wasn't working with Cap from the start. Maybe after Civil War she was doing her own thing, and then Cap recruited her to his team. Because if that's a 2-year window, or really a 1-year window, because Civil War is like May, and then Infinity War is 2018, also like May or April or whatever that is, if it's release date. That's a solid 2-year gap you have there. So if maybe Cap breaks out, because Civil War ends with Cap, he gets away and he gives the phone to Tony. Cap's doing his thing, he's recruiting people, and Natasha's like, I was on Tony's team, I can't immediately side with you, Cap, even though I helped you out with Black Panther and the whole Bucky situation. I'm just gonna do my own thing. Taskmaster's in town, he's David Harbour, he's bad news, he's a big guy. and then eventually maybe it ends with like Falcon, he's like, Cap's putting a team together.
Yeah, I don't
Wanda's
know.
in trouble. We need your help.
I don't know how they're gonna fit it in, but I'm sure it'll make more sense when we see it.
Don't do anything bad to your hair. Oh my god, what if the movie ends with her like bleaching her hair?
That's exactly how it's gonna end.
She's fighting Taskmaster throws her into a thing of hair bleach, and then she gets up, she's like, and her hair's all gross and white.
Oh god.
Her second worst hair, maybe, after Winter Soldier?
Maybe.
Avengers and Age of Ultron, best hair.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier and Infinity War, worst hair. And then, like, Iron Man 2 and Endgame is, like, fine. Like, it's fine. I like short. I like it short.
Yeah,
I like
it's better. It's better, like, shorter and not
shorter
bleached.
and redder is how you gotta do it. Not weird Bob.
Yeah.
But anyway,
like a soccer mom.
Yeah, no soccer mom hair. She needs to be you don't want to have long hair if you're a super spy or a superhero or anything, because they're gonna pull the fucking hair. It's like, so David Harbour is in it, of course. Hopper from Stranger Things, Hellboy from that Hellboy movie that nobody saw.
Or that people saw but hated.
I haven't seen it.
I don't think I'm ever gonna see it.
It can't be that bad.
I think it was, like, okay. It
wasn't
wasn't offensive.
I kind of want to see it because there's, like, so much hate for it. It can't be that bad.
I'm sure it's not that bad. I'm sure it's probably just kind of boring.
It had bad trailers. Like, the trailers made it look bad, but I don't know. I think that movie could be all right, and I think I want to give it a chance. I want to see what it's like. But point is, David Harbour's in it. Florence Pugh, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. She was just in Midsommar, which I saw and am very mixed on. I think I liked it, but also maybe I hated it. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember seeing the trailers, and you said you had no clue what to think about it.
And I saw it a few weeks ago whenever it came out.
And you still have no clue what to
I
think
have
about
no
it.
clue. Like, there's a lot of really brutal shit in there, which I really enjoyed, but then there's a lot of...
Because of course you did. But
yeah, of course I'm fucked up. But there's also a lot of, like, I don't know if that's very good. And it goes on for 100 years. And it's from the director of Hereditary, which is a movie I really love and have watched a whole bunch of times. I always make people watch it, and they're like, why'd you make me watch that? It's so fucked. You seen it?
No.
Oh, I'm gonna make you watch it. It's crazy. Rachel Weisz is in it. She's from the Brendan Fraser Mummy movie. She was in Constantine with Keanu Reeves, so she already has a little bit of comic book credentials with Constantine. And then directed by Kate Shortland. Like I said, we gotta move this along a little bit. This is gonna be a longer episode for sure.
It's definitely gonna be
because
really long.
It's just nerd speculation,
You've
rambling.
got a lot to say.
You know what? Yeah, I mean, there is a lot to say. This is really fresh as of right now. I'm sure everybody's had theories on it by by Friday, but the only stuff I've read is the information I've had to gather to make these notes.
Yeah, pretty much all we know is anything that people that went to the panel said less than 24 hours ago.
Yeah, Phase 1 started with Iron Man, Phase 2 started with Iron Man 3, and then Phase 3 started with Civil War.
Phase 4 starts with
Black Widow, so it's not really... I mean, it's not like Iron Man and Iron Man 3 are the biggest ones, but...
No.
I mean, Civil War started the last phase.
And that was a big start.
Big deal.
This, I feel like it's just kind of a small scale thing, because they can't do much because Black Widow can't do much.
She's got guns
Nothing against
and tasers.
her,
Yeah,
but
she's great, but she's not...
She can't do much.
The most advanced.
So, yeah, I just don't know how it's gonna be.
I'm excited to see Taskmaster in Budapest more than I am for...
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see some Taskmaster stuff.
I think I'm more... Because he just has an awesome design. It's just a skull and a white hoodie.
Yeah, I think...
Oh my god. It won't be this now, but if this came out in, like, 2005, it would be, like, a white hoodie and then, like, one of those half-face skull masks.
It definitely would be. It would be so bad.
I'm sorry about those crickets. It's 2:45. I don't know why there's fucking crickets out, but they are. Are they fucking? Like, that is some intense cricket noises. There might be crickets living in the ceiling of this place where we record.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Oh, they're really going at it. Good for them. Next up, we have the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is something that we've known about for a while now. There are a few of these that we've had more time to process. Like, Black Widow we knew about, but now we're getting all the details.
This we definitely knew about for a couple months.
Heavy tease at the end of Endgame, of course.
Yeah.
Endgame really starts with passing the shield to Falcon. So, of course, Falcon is the new Captain America. He's teaming up with Bucky.
Even before Endgame, didn't they already announce that weren't these shows already announced for a while before?
Yeah, this and most of their shows actually...
I think it was like
announced.
this, WandaVision, and Loki were all already announced. I know that it's dumb name, whatever.
We'll get to it.
I think this one I'm actually kind of excited to see.
Oh, this is one I'm pretty pumped for, just because Sam Wilson, Bucky, they have great chemistry.
Yeah,
like in Civil War,
they're always great together.
All those great moments, like
you couldn't have done that earlier.
I hate you. Can you move your seat up? No.
They have a lot of fun chemistry. They're both the best friends of Captain America. They're going to have to cope with what Captain America's decision at the end of Endgame.
We're going to be seeing Sam Wilson as Cap for the first time.
Probably a battle for the shield between, or maybe not a battle, but definitely I'm predicting a lot of conversations between the two of them.
I think there's definitely going to be some kind of conflict over the shield.
Maybe a lot of Sam being like, "Why did you let me have it? Like, you
Yeah.
didn't want to take this up," or like there's definitely going to be a lot of conversation about how it could have gone either way between who was Captain America. But if Bucky walked up to Steve on that bench instead of Sam, this whole thing would be different. Like, that's really all
it would have gone
took.
way different.
That moment is even better with the existence of the show, because it's like Steve is there and he doesn't know which one of them is going to come to be the next Captain America. It could go either way. I like that a lot because it's like it shows how much he trusts both of them.
Yeah.
There's been a few people who've been Captain America in the comics, of course. Falcon and Bucky both have been. Also, there's like a 50s Captain America after Captain America went under in the ice and I think he went crazy or something. I just like that it could have gone either way at the end of Endgame, and Sam went up, and so Steve didn't say anything about, oh, I didn't know it was going to be you. He's just like, you're the one who approached me. You're the new Captain America. Good luck, Sam. I trust you. You got this. Hopefully you got this, but it's probably not going to be as easy to be Captain America as Sam thinks it's going to be. There's a big gap between the Falcon and Captain America.
I'm wondering is he just going to be straight Captain America, or is he going to be like a combination of Falcon and Captain America? Is he going to have his wings still?
Falcon Captain America in the comics, because he's been Falcon for a while. I think I actually have the first issue where Sam Wilson became Captain America. But the suit is way different. Like, it's a lot whiter. Whiter with, like, a blue star, I think, than... And there isn't much red. I think he kind of has, like... Falcon has, like, the red goggles. He kind of keeps those. But it's a much different costume. But it's definitely more Captain America than Falcon. Baron Zemo's back in costume. His purple sock mask and all.
Yeah, supposedly they showed a clip, and it ended with Zemo coming back with the purple weird
I love
mask.
that. I think Zemo's a great villain. I really enjoy...
He was disappointing.
I enjoy his motivation.
Civil War.
I really like his motivation, how it ties in with the whole Sokovia thing.
I liked it.
I like when he tried to shoot himself in the head.
That was...
effective.
surprising.
But
it was definitely a lot less than they could have done with him.
yeah, and that's not really a movie where you need a villain. I mean, you need you don't need someone pulling the strings really. Like they're kind of at each other's
kind
throats.
of each other.
That's exactly. That's
you
the
don't
whole
really
thing.
need a villain.
Like Batman v Superman, having Lex Luthor there kind of makes more sense than having. I mean, that's a trash film.
yeah.
Boys, Bruce Wayne meets Clark Kent. I love it. I love bringing people together. How are we?
I'm just saying it makes more sense in that kind of situation, and even just in those comic situations than it does having a villain pushing the Civil War thing. That's for an episode we'll do in a year or whenever when we finally get to that one. I really like Zemo in the comics, and Daniel Bruhl's a really good actor, and I'm really excited to see him in full costume because it's a ridiculous costume for the modern era, but I still love it, and I think that is a really iconic. That's one of Captain America's probably 3 most famous villains.
I think good on the MCU for keeping with the purple sock mask,
right? Because
for not changing it.
It's a ridiculous thing to do.
It looks so dumb,
and he
but
has
at the
like
same
a
time,
crown.
I'm sure they'll make it look cool either way.
I'm pretty
somehow
sure
they'll try.
They've made dumber things better.
Yeah.
I mean, like, who has the dumbest costume? Thor.
Yeah, Thor definitely has the dumbest
They made Thor
costume.
look bad. Thor is a badass now. I mean, he wasn't last time we saw him, but he was a badass. Like, Ragnarok Infinity War Thor is one of the coolest fucking MCU character turns of all time.
But he has one of the dumbest costumes in the comics.
Because it's just Viking armor.
Yeah.
And so it's
the
so...
helmet with the wings.
It's fairy tale shit. It's so ludicrous.
They made Thor's helmet with the wings look cool in Ragnarok.
He can push him up, and they got the... That's so cool. That's one of the coolest
It's such a weird thing to think is cool, but
it's so cool. He's got the little wings. All 6 episodes, because there's 6 episodes in this. It's a miniseries. Thank you so much. 6 episodes is perfect. I get really annoyed. I can't do 22 unless it's like Twin Peaks. I can't do 22 episode 44 minute series.
I have no clue how they could fill in that much.
Like,
I think just
13, like even 13 episode, like 13 1-hour episodes.
That's pushing it.
That's
a
what
little.
they do with the Netflix shows, and there's so much filler, and it gets so boring.
I mean, yeah,
there's always like 4 episodes out of any Netflix show, except maybe Daredevil season 1, Jessica Jones season 1, that you can just skip. Just get the fuck on with it.
Okay, I'm sure everybody's really excited to see the Falcon and the Winter Soldier together, but not for 13 hours.
No.
6 hours is good enough.
6 hours is perfect. I don't
good.
need everything to be. That is one of the best elements of Stranger Things. Stranger Things isn't like my favorite show in the world. It's just new season came out, and so it's kind of fresh in my mind, especially with David Harbour being in Black Widow, and it's just one of the biggest shows probably in the world at the moment. So Stranger Things does it in like 8 40-minute episodes, that's totally fine. I think I have a lot more trouble with TV shows than movies because it's just like it's so much. It's like
they're really long.
I can't keep up with the CW shows or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or anything like that because
they're like each season's like 40 episodes.
It's 22 40-minute episodes, and that's so much.
Do you realize how much time you have to dedicate to that?
Hours of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so I can't do any of those shows. Like, I could barely do their Netflix shows, and in fact, I think the last one I finished was probably, I don't know, maybe Luke Cage season 1, I don't know. Like, I got pretty far through Daredevil season 3, but the point is, like, that's so much content. 13 hours is so much. I mean, this is better. Disney Plus shows will be better than the Netflix shows just because they can use film characters and special effects will be bigger.
And I think since the episode count is shorter, it just means they're going to stay more focused. There's not really going to be any filler.
I'm just so glad that there's not going to be tons of filler and 13 hours of content. I don't need that much. This is perfect. Fall 2020 is when we're getting this. So, again, pretty big gap between Black Widow and Falcon Winter Soldier. They're easing us back into it before we get so much fucking content.
Black Widow's in, like, the middle of next year, and then Falcon and the Winter Soldier's, like, near the end.
Yeah.
Like, October, November-ish.
Exactly.
And then we get fucking bombarded in 2021.
Yeah, oh my, 2021's fucking crazy.
There's like 7 or 8 things coming out.
Yeah. This is Falcon Winter Soldier, written by Malcolm Spellman, who wrote the show Empire. He wrote a lot of that. I've never seen it. And he wrote the Sopranos Road to Respect video game, which I didn't know about. I just love pulling up embarrassing credits and people's like, I get it, man, you gotta work. Also co-written by Derek Kolstad, who wrote all the John Wick movies. So that's gonna be some brutal fucking action.
That's already a good sign.
If you get his choreographer in, John Wick is killing people with pencils and shit. So those movies do close quarter combat really well. These movies always have great choreographers, especially the Russo brothers ones, especially the Captain America movies. They have the best ones.
I think this is another one that could get pretty brutal when you've got fucking Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
The Winter Soldier is just a killing machine.
He literally has a metal arm.
I mean, did you
He murdered people.
In the Winter Soldier, he murdered so many fucking people. And what he did to Tony Stark's parents is unforgivable. Like, it's forgivable because it wasn't
really his
fault. It wasn't his fault.
But at the same time,
is
Jesus Christ,
horrifying. Man. Like, he really fucking put the boot in. He put the arm in. He fucked those guys up. And directed by Carrie Skogland. So another female director, our second one. In fact, I think we have 3 in a row, actually, so that's pretty impressive. She has directed a lot of Handmaid's Tale and an episode of The Punisher, so she's done some MCU stuff. Next up, November 6th, 2020, we are getting the first What Is This one, The Eternals.
A very big What Is This?
So I was doing a lot of research this morning, just actually right before you came. I was taking little notes. So this is apparently going to be the most cosmic film yet. We've had Ragnarok and Guardians movies that are very cosmic, but these are like gods made by
I think supposedly they've been around for like a couple thousand years, and they just kind of been in the MCU the whole time and haven't done anything.
So yeah, exactly. The Eternals are humanoid, immortal aliens, and they're created by the Celestials, and they have like these genetic cousins called the Deviants, and I guess the Deviants are probably going to attack Earth. The Eternals are going to go to stop them. The Deviants look a lot like Skrulls, I think. They're just big green monsters. Angelina Jolie is going to be in it as Thena. Selma Hayek is going to be in it as Ajax. Those are both people whose careers I thought ended 15 years ago, but they're back, I guess, and you know, good for them. You gotta work. There's a lot of this.
I guess there's one way to try to get yourself back in the spotlight.
Exactly. Like, what was the last time you saw Selma Hayek? Like,
oh yeah,
Wild West.
Jim West, Desperado.
Yeah,
From Dusk Till Dawn. I don't even know. Richard Madden is gonna be in it. Kumail Nanjiani, that's a big get. Brian Tyree Henry, Leah McHugh, and Don Lee. I didn't do a lot of research. Kumail Nanjiani is very famous. The others I don't totally know.
The other
but
ones I'd never heard of.
They're all gonna be in it. Laura Ridloff, I also don't know, but she's apparently gonna be the first deaf MCU hero. We've had a blind hero and Daredevil, and then we've had a mute hero.
Are those actually part of the MCU?
Yeah, I mean they count. They talk about
kind of
every fucking Netflix show is like, oh, remember the incident in New York, and because they're all talking about the fucking aliens attack and the Avengers from fucking 7 years ago.
So it's like it's very loosely
it's so
connected.
Loose. Like they'll make a joke about in Jessica Jones about how, oh, you're not the Hulk. Okay.
Yeah, I heard that
they started a lot more connected, and now there's like, what's happening?
I heard that some actor that was in one of the Netflix shows is gonna be in one of the new like MCU things.
Yeah, we're gonna.
So people are like, okay, so they just didn't happen.
We're gonna get right into that because that's a Blade thing that we'll talk about at the end. Next up, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which
another
is
one that I had never heard of.
That's a Nickelodeon show. This is
it does sound like a Nickelodeon show.
It's like Legend of the Hidden Temple or something. We're getting that February 12th, 2021. I've known about Shang-Chi just because it's one of the things that Marvel has held on to forever. Like, this is going off memory, I don't have this written down, but I'm pretty sure originally when they were doing the MCU, like phase 1, they were gonna do a Shang-Chi thing, and then they just didn't.
That would have been a kind of weird thing to put in phase 1.
Right, yeah, exactly. I mean,
doesn't really fit in with the more known
themes
characters.
And I mean, obviously they weren't as known at the time.
Yeah, obviously, but like
the Avengers.
Has Shang-Chi ever been in the Avengers?
Everyone's been in the Avengers.
Fair enough.
But Shang-Chi, almost always known as Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. He was created by Jim Starlin, who created Thanos, and Steve Englehart. I don't know much about Steve Englehart's career, but, you know, apparently it was pretty good if he brought us Shang-Chi. The real Mandarin's going to be in this. The Mandarin we've seen before.
Not to be confused with the Mandarin from Iron Man, which one?
3.
Iron Man 3?
Iron Man 3. Portrayed by Ben Kingsley, really actor and drug addict, in-movie drug addict Trevor Slattery.
My name's Trevor Slattery. The Mandarin, see, it's not real.
Look, guys, Iron Man 3 gets a bad rap. I love it.
It's pretty
It's
good.
one of my it's the MCU movie I've seen the most. When we finally get to our Iron Man 3 episode, I'll tell the tale of how I watched it 40 times in a weekend. The Mandarin thing, I think, is very funny.
It's funny
but
until
it's
you
bad.
try to take it seriously.
It's not good. And then Guy Pearce, Aldrich Killian, shows up and he's like,
I am the Mandarin!
but we're getting the real Mandarin. He has the 10 rings of power. I can't remember what all of them do. They probably all shoot big lasers. Just like most of the Infinity Stones.
Yeah, I was about
big
to say
lasers.
half of them are probably something to do with Infinity
And
Stones.
thank you, Kevin Feige and all the creative teams, for not making Finding the 10 Rings the next thing for the next 100 movies.
God, that'd be awful.
They could have done it. I'm so glad they didn't. We've done our treasure hunt for
Yeah,
the
we don't
past
need-
10 years.
The Infinity Stones were great. We don't need another treasure hunt. We're good. Thanks.
We're good. Exactly.
Just lead up to Galactus.
yeah. Or just give us Galactus, you know? Everyone's favorite big dust cloud.
I mean, you but that's what they're leading up to. There's
Yeah.
no way that they can.
I mean, there's nothing in here to really hint at it, but we'll get into some hardcore speculation. If this
There
whole
is a
thing
little.
isn't called, if this whole episode I could just call hardcore speculation because that's all it is. Mandarin is going to be played by Tony Leung. I'm butchering all these because there's a lot of foreign names in the cast, and my white boy tongue
People have
can't
hard
take
names
it.
to pronounce.
Tony Leung is actually a very well-known actor. He was in Eternal Affairs from 2002. Eternal Affairs is the movie that The Departed is based off. The Departed, obviously, Martin Scorsese film, Leonardo DiCaprio, Jack Nicholson, Matt Damon, monster fucking cast. He's also in The Mood for Love, which is just a romance film that's also relatively well-known in certain weird cult nerd circles. Simu Liu, fuck that up. He's a relative newcomer. He was on that show that everyone loves. It's like Kim's something. People are screaming it at me through their phones. Kim's Convenience, maybe?
That is correct.
He will be playing Shang-Chi. He's a pretty fresh face, kind of like a Tom Holland. I'm sure he'll become a household name really soon, just like Tom Holland and everybody else. So
yeah, probably.
Good for him. Awkwafina, the rapper, is gonna be in it. She was in Ocean's 8 recently, Crazy Rich Asians, so she's kind of just started. Well, she's just been getting into film stuff, so she's showing up. Directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, which is a fucking awesome name. He did The Glass Castle, which is that movie where Woody Harrelson and Brie Larson are in it, and it's everyone's being abused and nobody loves each other, and if you watch this film, you'll kill yourself. Just like Room, which I saw Room recently with Brie Larson.
Not to be confused with The Room.
No, not to be confused with The Room.
They betrayed me, they didn't keep their promise, they tricked me, and I don't care anymore.
Room's really good, but I wanted to fucking kill myself the whole time I was watching, because it's just like sadness and rape and kidnapping and leaving.
Who enjoys watching or making these movies?
Apparently everybody who nominated it for 100 Oscars when it came out in 2015.
Great.
Brie Larson. Oh, Jesus.
That's already a great sign.
God. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. I'm sure that movie's fine. I'll never watch it. Room scarred me. I just watched it like last week. It's so sad. His origins, just a little very basic. I was hoping to read a bunch of Eternals and Shang-Chi comics right before this, just whatever their most recent or best regarded runs are, just so I can know what I'm talking about, because at this moment, no idea what I'm talking about. He's the son of Fu Manchu, which I hope they show in the movie. Best portrayed by Nicolas Cage in Grindhouse.
And Nicolas Cage as Fu Manchu.
I've never even heard of that movie.
Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez, mostly a exploitation foot fetish vehicle. Anyway, he has a lifetime of combat experience. That's why he's the master of kung fu. Pretty much all the information I have on him. I'm sure
That's probably most of what you need to know.
Shang-Chi and Doctor Strange could probably team up to do some crazy kung fu shit, because Doctor Strange has weird firecracker.
Would be a pretty cool team up, I'm sure.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we're getting a fucking awesome Doctor Strange team up soon anyway, so.
Just a fucking awesome Doctor Strange movie in general. It sounds awesome.
Yeah, I know, I can't fucking wait. Even if it was just Doctor Strange, that's like...
Yeah, that's still great.
That's definitely my most anticipated thing.
Yeah, I think that's everyone's most anticipated. Everyone loves Doctor Strange
well,
now.
That and one other movie that's coming out. Franny, you ready for the worst named thing in this entire universe?
Fuck!
So we are talking about spring 2021's WandaVision.
Why couldn't they change the name?
Like, I don't get it. Like what's the joke? Like, it sounds like a joke, but
I don't know. I think they just couldn't come up with a better name.
there's a lot of awesome names in this. Like, all these things have pretty solid names, or like a lot of the movies have awesome names,
except
like,
for the Nickelodeon show. But
no, that's that I don't know if that's bad. Like,
yeah,
it's
no,
kind
it's
of fun.
definitely it's not bad.
Also,
it's just...
I should mention Ten Rings is the terrorist organization that kidnapped Tony Stark in the first place. The whole reason he became Iron Man is because he was kidnapped by the Ten Rings. This Ten Rings, I'm sure Mandarin will lead this Ten Rings. The Ten Rings signifying his 10 rings of power, one for each finger, whatever. So, Wanda and Vision. Vision is dead.
So...
Like, Vision is the deadest one we have so far.
So this can't be after Endgame, right?
It is.
How does Vision come back then?
I don't know.
Literally nobody can rebuild it. No, that's not true.
I don't want him rebuilt. He has to be...
It's literally the only way they could do this after Endgame. He's very dead.
I'm gonna... It's because this is apparently blending the House of M storyline. Remember that, because I'm gonna get really nerdy with that in a minute. And the Tom King run, which I have not read. It looks so fucking good. I constantly want to read it. It's just like like Vision in suburbia or something, and it just looks really fun. And I love Tom King. Tom King's Miracle Man. Sorry, not Miracle Man. Mr. Miracle. Tom King's Mr. Miracle story is like one of the best comics I've read in the past like 5 years. I mean, like, that's come out in the past 5 years. It's fucking incredible. House of M is a storyline.
That's an X-Men thing, isn't it? Or is that
just kind of.
I just know it as an X-Men thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well,
if
that's
it's
because
just a general
it's
event.
It's
or
really
it's
a
mutant thing.
It is a mutant thing. It's majorly based around Magneto and Wolverine and Scarlet Witch, of course. Wanda Maximoff. I don't remember the total reason. I think somebody killed somebody else, and Wanda got pissed. And using all her power, she went no more mutants and basically snapped the mutants out of existence.
Pulled the Thanos.
All the mutants are humans now, and there's this timeline. But it turned out the whole thing was just a ploy by Magneto. It's kind of bad. It's Brian Michael Bendis, guys.
It sounds very confusing and kind of dumb.
It's not as confusing when you're reading it. I just don't have it in front of me. You know what? Let me find the details, because I think this is really going to help us crack how this is even possible.
A very big thing in this seems to be mutants, but there's no mutants in the MCU, so...
Yeah, well, basically, I just think it's gonna be based around that, because I think it's gonna be Wanda doing illusion stuff. Because the thing in House of M that I think is really important for this series is that Wanda has these kids and I think a husband that might be... I don't know.
Aren't they illusions or something?
Yeah, exactly. They're illusions.
She has a fake family.
So I think she might...
Illusion Vision?
That's what I'm saying. I think it might be a fake Vision. Vision isn't actually coming back, but something goes wrong and Wanda makes a Vision. And she doesn't really... I think in House of M eventually she forgets that they're illusions. She thinks that's just genuinely how it is. I think that might be... I think we're going to be seeing a lot of Wanda going crazy with power in this show, is kind of what I'm getting at.
That would make sense, but that sounds kind of dumb.
Yeah, Wanda, she destroys all mutants. She's really fucked up. She runs away to the island of Genosha, which is like this abandoned island. Professor X is like, I don't fucking know what to do, guys. I'm kind of powerless, and I kind of can't do anything, and Wanda's too powerful. Even for me, who's like an Omega-level mutant, I don't know what to do. Emma Frost is like, let's kill her. And everybody else is... Or some people are like, let's not kill her. And some people are like,
let's kill her.
And then eventually they're all like,
let's not.
Let's not. Or, I don't know, let's just get to Genosha and we'll see, when we get there. And so they go...
We'll figure it out when we see her.
They go there. People are illusions. Quicksilver's an illusion. It's all a big plan by Magneto to use Wanda to keep himself in power, and then everybody kind of there's like a decimation type thing or a blip type thing where everybody's gone except Spider-Man, I think. And
Spider-Man have to do with it?
Because Spider-Man is always just tragedy and problems, so of course it's going to be Spider-Man's problem when everyone else,
I guess,
goes missing, because he has a really fucked life. Some third party is going to come in and use Wanda as some sort of a vessel, and Wanda is going to make her own vision with magic or with her mind or whatever, and that's going to be kind of her distraction, so she's not focused on what's going on.
I'm
aesthetic, though.
Not excited for WandaVision, at all.
Again, it's something I'm interested in.
I'm interested to see where it goes.
It's one of the ones I'm least excited for.
If I was gonna only watch one of these shows, it would definitely not be would definitely not be this one.
No, not at all.
This one just does not sound very good.
And also, I really like Wanda Maximoff a lot. Like, she might be my favorite female superhero in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think she's great. I love her powers. I love Elizabeth Olsen, not just because she's super sexy, just because she is, but also just because I just really enjoy that character, and I love her moment in Endgame. It's a great moment, and this leads into what I'm most excited for from all these announcements, and it's a Wanda, something that she is in, but it's just this, I'm kind of... I'm not into
feel like
all
the only reason
this is
to watch this is so that you have context a little bit for
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
This is the second out of 3 series that bring back a dead character, or are about a dead character, which is like, is that as impactful that they're dead if we're still seeing their adventures? Like, isn't that kind of defeat the point? I guess we'll know when we see it. But that's all the information we have on that.
Yeah, I think I just need more information about it.
And
it's
horrible logo.
Horrible name, horrible logo.
Really lazy, and a lot of
kind of a bad idea.
It could turn out to be great. Who knows? But yeah, kind of a bad idea. You're right.
On paper, it just doesn't sound that great.
No, but it does sound great.
I don't know. What does?
May 7th,
2021's
Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which is an awesome name because it's such a comic booky name.
But okay, the thing that got me the most excited is right before I found out that this was going to be a Doctor Strange movie, I just heard that supposedly they were saying it's going to be the first MCU horror movie.
And that is fucking great.
So I heard that, and then right after found out that it was a Doctor Strange movie about the multiverse.
Yeah.
So who knows what the fuck this is going to be.
Yeah, horror is a big thing, and I think both of our lives in a lot of ways.
A little bit.
Yeah, so that's something we're very excited to see. I mean, that's great. Thank God it's not the New Mutants. I really hope that the New Mutants is... I would kind of love for it to never be released. That'd be kind of hilarious.
It back.
Yeah, forever.
I mean, the New Mutants wasn't even in this.
No. Well, no, because nobody fucking cares about
exactly.
New Mutants. It's never gonna come out. But I said the same thing about Dark Phoenix, and that came out.
And by the way, the women are always saving the men around here. You might want to think about changing the name to X-Women.
Oh, they're changed. Do you hear they changed the name to X-Men Dark Phoenix for the home release?
Of course they did.
It's like, that's not going to get your numbers up. Nobody's going to watch it.
It's not that people didn't watch it because there was no X-Men title in it. That could have been part of it.
That was definitely part of it, because that's a horrible decision.
Bigger part. It's just not that great of a movie.
It's not a movie. It's nothing. It's boring. It's bullshit.
The only reason to go see it is for the fucking
Magneto scene where he takes down a helicopter.
That and the fucking Cyclops goggles, the Cyclops cannon.
We mention a lot
on
this show because it's so funny. That's the best part of that whole movie, and he just slides into place. Doctor Strange teaming up with Wanda Maximoff. That I'm really excited for. Benedict Cumberbatch is really coming into his element as Doctor Strange between Ragnarok, Infinity War, Endgame.
I think the big movie for him was partially his solo movie, but I feel like his biggest movie was still Infinity War.
It's Infinity War.
It's the movie that got people to really like. It's the movie that got me to like him.
And, I wasn't sold on him in Doctor Strange. I really loved him, and I started to love him in Ragnarok because that's a great scene. He's really lots of whimsy, and he makes Loki fall for 30 minutes.
The really good start for him was in Ragnarok, and then the ball really got rolling in Infinity War.
And now I'm so...
His solo movie was a okay introduction.
Fine.
I feel like the best part of it was probably the Dormammu stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like from there on, he's been great.
That's the thing I remember the most about that movie is definitely... Now I'm so fucking excited for a Doctor Strange movie because... he's become a really fucking great character.
I feel like he's gonna be one of the next like big faces on the MCU, like kind of on the level of Tony Stark. Like,
and he's got the goatee for it.
Yeah, for now I feel like the two big faces are probably him and Spider-Man.
Yeah,
those are probably the two big ones.
And then eventually Captain Marvel and Black Panther. And
Black Panther I'm fine with if they can make it a little
Angelina
more interesting.
Jolie at some point.
Okay, no. They're not going to make Angelina Jolie.
I heard a rumor
face.
that... you say that now. She's got a big face.
Okay, well.
I heard rumor Millie Bobby Brown's gonna be in.
I heard that too.
Eternals.
But it still hasn't been confirmed. And I mean, she wasn't even there for the casting, so I doubt it.
I doubt it,
If
too.
she is, it's gonna be a really small part.
And really late in the game. Or she'll be the next big thing. Who knows?
I know. I seriously doubt it. If they haven't,
She's
if
a
they didn't
big
announce
enough
her,
star for them to have said something.
Yeah, they definitely would have said something if she was in it.
Scott Derrickson is returning to direct. He, of course, directed the first Doctor Strange and Sinister with Bagul. Oh, man. Like, that is a competent movie until, like, the last 10 minutes when it falls apart. And the fact that his name is Bagul. Have you seen it? Have you seen
No.
Sinister? That movie has, like, one of the most effective horror openings I've seen in a long time. It's really eerie. And it has some great sequences, and then it just kind of is nothing. Maybe Scott Derrickson has a thing for, like, dumb names between Dormammu and Bagul. Like, those are bad. Do you think one of the worst parts of Infinity War is that Tony Stark and Doctor Strange are together the entire movie, and they never reference that they have the same facial hair?
Yeah.
Do you think that going forward, Doctor Strange and Reed Richards will talk about how they have the same salt and pepper sideburns?
I hope they do.
Do you think that's their chance to redeem themselves? Marvel, the ball is in your
That
court.
would be great, but
Go for it.
I kind of doubt it.
I would love it. Benedict Cumberbatch and John Krasinski together. That'd be so much fun. Kevin Feige said that
that'd be a weird team up now. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah,
Doctor Strange and the Fantastic
he's
Four.
all stretchy. One of them's all
Or
stretchy.
just the Fantastic
the other
Four
one's
in
all
general.
magic.
It's just a weird combo.
Who would you like to see, like, take, like, one member of the Fantastic Four and then one member of the greater MCU and then team them up? The obvious one is Johnny Storm and Spider-Man because they're, like, best friends. And they have kind of, like, sometimes they're best friends, sometimes they're, like, fighting in the comics, but
if only
close.
If only Cap was still around.
Oh my god! That could be fucking incredible.
That would
Are you
have been
kidding
great,
me?
but he's not around anymore.
Not yet.
What do you mean, not yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
You don't think they're gonna, at some point, do something where he's gonna come back and be a Hydra agent or something? Like, something dumb. I don't know. I don't think...
He's like 115, like...
Yeah, but maybe he'll...
They're not gonna do more time travel.
Maybe he'll take young potions, and then he'll
Oh
be
my
young.
god, that would be... Nobody would be
He'll
happy about
uncover
that.
the
I would
fountain
hate
of
that.
youth.
That'd be dumb.
It'd be so dumb. It's gonna be a hard movie when we see Cap's funeral, because it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's definitely, like, Peggy Carter style, it's gonna happen. That's gonna suck. Kevin Feige said that just because Quentin Beck makes up lies about the multiverse doesn't mean it isn't real. So there is a multiverse. This
If
isn't
you
Earth...
couldn't tell from this title.
This isn't Earth 616, because that's dumb. It's Earth 199999, which is also dumb, but it's fine. All of this is dumb. We're talking about a movie where a magic person teams up with another magic person to hopefully take down Dormammu and Ghost Rider, his assistant, who will turn to the good side, which is my
We're
theory.
really hoping the Ghost Rider comes in at some point.
I fucking love Ghost Rider. Last week, after we stopped recording our Captain America 1990 episode, we sat around and watched so many clips from Ghost Rider 2007 and Spirit of Vengeance. Yeah. It's kind of great.
It's so dumb,
it's
but I
so
kind of
dumb.
love it. And now
It's
I can't
fantastic.
wait to see it.
I've been playing the Game Boy Advance game. It's really fun.
And I love the PS2 game.
You need to lend it to me. So
I
will
will at some
I really
point.
want to play it.
It's in a box somewhere.
The official Every Marvel Movie Ever fan theory for this at the moment is that Mephisto is going to show up. Mephisto is basically the devil. And anyway, the fan theory is that Mephisto is going to show up. Ghost Rider is going to be like his servant. And yes, there's a Ghost Rider in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't care. There's multiple Ghost Rider hosts. We can get Johnny Blaze or whatever the other one's name is.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't count.
It doesn't count. None of this counts. Mahershala Ali's Blade. But
Shows don't count.
none of it counts.
Shows aren't canon. Since they're saying it's kind of a horror movie and there's multiverse stuff, I'm hoping for something related to Marvel Zombies.
Oh, well, yeah,
because
we
I
just
love it.
And we did just get a nod to Marvel Zombies a few weeks back.
For some reason, I just really like it, and I'm hoping that since this is horror related and
love it.
multiverse
Yeah,
related,
it's great.
there's
It's
at least
really
an
fun.
Easter egg about Marvel Zombies, because that would be great.
Oh, have you read Marvel Zombies?
I have read, I think, because you know how they release those like big thick ones?
Yeah,
They're, like,
yeah.
that big? I think I've read like the first 2 of those. I don't know if there's
Oh,
more.
really? You read the first 2?
Yeah.
I've only read the first one.
They're-
You've read more
it's
than I
really
have.
good.
Oh, man, yeah,
I just
wow.
really like it. It's
yeah,
weird.
no, it's really... I have the first one upstairs, I'm sure. But...
I remember, for some reason, there was there was a copy of it, like the first one, at the library, so I would just get it over and over again and just keep reading it.
That's awesome. That's really fun.
Because I don't know, I just really liked it because
well,
it was awesome.
Great. And it's like Peter Parker's eating himself and
Peter Parker
crazy
feels
shit.
guilty about eating Aunt May and fucking
Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, it's so sad.
Black Panther has an amputated leg or something.
Oh my god, and Hank Pym's like cutting his limbs off to eat them and stuff. Don't they kill Hank? Or they kill Galactus and then they eat him, right?
Yeah, and then they
make
get
him
cosmic
into a
powers,
buffet.
and then they eat everything in the universe, and
then
then they start
like
going to
they go to like the
multiverses.
Scroll planet and eat
Yeah,
all
they
the
eat-
scrolls.
They eat everything in the universe.
God, that's such a good run.
So
they
then
need
they start,
to fucking do something.
Then
with
they
that.
figure out how to go to the multiverse, and they start eating other multiverses.
Yeah, it's not gonna go to that level.
Oh no!
But
in the what if thing, that's a little later. But I was hoping that it would be a multiverse thing, just so that they could do an episode about Marvel Zombies.
They
but
definitely will.
No, I figured out it's not. It's not multiverse stuff.
What? But it said it's multiverse stuff. It's the whole thing.
Well, I think it's multiverse stuff, but not on the level that we're thinking of.
There's literally a zombie Captain America.
Is there?
In the logo. Okay. So I think your dream will be fulfilled.
Cool. Because at the panel, I think it might have been Kevin Feige. He said that it was just that it's just scenes from the MCU, but just played out a little bit differently.
Okay.
Which sounds a lot less cool. So it's still technically multiverse stuff, but I think it's just like hypothetical stuff.
Well, that's fine.
Like, yeah, that's still cool.
As long as we're getting the Marvel
think
zombies. It's not like the MCU is going to be taken over by zombies.
Oh, well, yeah, obviously. But I think it's just going to be stuff like, what if in Infinity War, if they got the gauntlet off of Thanos, then what would have happened? It's just going to be stuff like that. It's not going to be like full-on multiverse stuff. It's going to be like slightly different stuff.
Yeah.
What if Loki didn't die
Well,
in
that's
Infinity
exactly
War?
what the What If comics were. The one I think the only What If comic I own in print is What If... Oh, what was it? It's like... Because, you know, Spider-Man had 6 arms for a while. It's like, what if Spider-Man still had his 6 arms and, like, never got rid of them?
Okay.
And there's, like, what if Professor X was Ghost Rider instead of Johnny Blazer?
I mean, sure.
There's a lot of crazy shit.
I think it's just going to be stuff like that.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just not on the scale that I was thinking, which... That would have been hard to do, so it's understandable.
I mean, we're almost 2 what ifs, and maybe once we get there very soon.
Yeah, we're about to be there.
We should just brainstorm like what ifs that they could do.
Yeah,
like there's so many.
Because I mean, they literally said that it's just scenes from MCU movies just played out a little differently.
Yeah,
so it's just
that's
what
fine
if different
with me,
things
though.
happen. Yeah,
that'll be fun.
Cool.
And I mean, there's more MCU movies that they'll do ones for. Now that there's more coming out. Loki is the one I give the least a fuck about. I don't care. I'm kind of sick of his shit, to be honest.
Okay, I'm kind of...
Horrible logo. This is the worst logo. It's
yeah,
worse than WandaVision.
This logo is so bad. I am not necessarily excited about it, but I'm curious, because I really want to know what happened to that Loki in Endgame, and that's what the show is going to be about. I'm interested in this pretty much just because I want to see that. I feel like it could have just been like a short.
Like one of those one-shots that they used to do.
Yeah, I feel like it could be like a short that they post on YouTube, like a little like 5-minute video.
Well, yeah,
it doesn't need to be
they used to do that.
Series.
They used to include that with like every DVD. Like they'd be like...
And supposedly they're doing it with Far From Home with all those deleted scenes.
Yeah.
So this will probably be fine.
I guess.
I feel like it's more fan service if anything, because people just love Loki a lot for some reason.
Yeah. Also, this is the end of spring 2021. I just want to get that out there. We have like no information, but yeah, it's just what happened after his escape in Endgame. And Tom Hiddleston was talking about how this isn't like the anti-hero Loki that he is in Thor Ragnarok.
This is full on still like servant of Thanos.
Villain,
Loki.
servant of Thanos. Like this is evil ass.
This is still Loki when he tried to invade Earth with aliens.
It's before he had time to sit in that cell in Thor: The Dark World and throw an apple around and read a bunch of books and become a good guy.
It's before he could die 3 times.
Yeah, that's the moment. Well, he died once at this point. So yeah, so he's a villain. He's doing villain stuff. I hope it doesn't end with him becoming an anti-hero again.
Probably not, but I'm kind of curious how they could end it, since this is an alternate universe Loki.
Well,
evil Loki.
What do we think is like? What's the story gonna be? Like, where is he escaping to? Like, is he going?
He's probably going back to Thanos.
But does that mean Thanos is in this?
Maybe. That'd be weird.
You can't.
But I don't get where else you'd be going.
You
can't go to Asgard.
I know these aren't normal TV budgets, but you need a lot of money to do a fully CGI character like Thanos.
Yeah. you need a lot of money. You probably need a lot of money to get Josh Brolin in general.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, they got Josh Brolin for What If, but it's different.
It's a little different. I mean, we could just go to that now. We don't need to talk about Loki anymore.
Yeah, I'm not excited for Loki.
But okay,
Loki's the one I care
the
least
What If
about.
series is going to be animated. So
yeah, first animated MCU
that's
show.
a lot cheaper to get Josh Brolin for that than to be Thanos in a CGI.
And he does
thing.
the mocap
Yeah.
for Thanos.
Because mocap is
a
lot
of
more expensive
man hours.
than doing voiceover and then animating.
And just to make Thanos look good, you need, like, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't know what...
TV CG, even though it's Disney, Marvel, like, it's gonna look incredible. It's probably, every episode is probably gonna look like a movie.
Yeah, I mean, look, they have a lot of money. They've made they've made billions of dollars.
Exactly.
Off of pretty much just Endgame alone, but also they're about to make another billion off of Spider-Man.
I think I read recently that Disney bought Marvel for $2 billion, and they've made $18 billion since they've owned them. So, like... And
good
that's
business move,
I
I
think
guess.
That's just in movies too, not like toys and stuff.
Yeah.
So
that's
fucking,
definitely it.
That's fucking crazy. And you know what else is crazy? The fucking cast of this.
Yeah, because they're getting pretty much everyone back.
So, returning. Michael B. Jordan, Sebastian Stan, Josh Brolin, Mark Ruffalo, Samuel L. Jackson, Tom Hiddleston, Chris Hemsworth, Haley Atwell, Chadwick Boseman, Karen Gillan, whatever, Jeremy Renner, Paul Rudd, Michael Douglas, Neil McDonough, Dominic Cooper, Sean Gunn, Natalie Portman, Taika Waititi, Toby Jones, Digimon Hansu, Jeff Goldblum, and Michael Rooker. So, that's Killmonger, Bucky, Thanos, Hulk, Nick Fury, Loki, Thor, Peggy Carter, Black Panther, Nebula, Hawkeye, Ant-Man, other Ant-Man, Hank Pym and Scott Lang, Dum Dum Dugan, Howard Stark, Kraglin, Jane Foster, Korg, Zola, I almost said Zemo, but Zola.
Getting into the harder to remember characters now.
Digimon Hansu, Korath.
I don't even know who that is.
The Grandmaster, and Yondu. And Jeffrey Wright from Shaft 2000, Westworld, and he's Felix Leiter in Casino Royale, is going to be voicing the animated Watcher. I guess the Watcher is going to be Uatu, because he's the only Watcher anyone gives a fuck about. And it's, of course, adaptation of the 1988 to 1993 comic book series that we talked about, where it's just oh, what if this happened differently in the comics?
Oh God,
and I'm a big fan of those. Those are a lot of fun.
I just thought of something that would have been so good, and it's so sad.
What?
What if Stan Lee was still around and he was the Watcher for this?
That would be
That would have been
incredible.
so good. But that would have been great. Stan Lee hosting a What If show as the Watcher.
That would have been his dream.
Why couldn't you have lived for like at least 2 more years?
It would have been...
Or forever.
You know, it wouldn't be the same, but they could just like take everything he said over the years, put together. But I would hate that.
Yeah, that would be bad.
That would be wrong.
Something that I noticed looking at that cast: no Robert Downey Jr. or
Chris Evans. Is every other Avenger in it except?
Yeah, or well,
Not
Scarlett
Scarlett
Johansson
Johansson.
isn't in there, but Mark Ruffalo and
But
Chris
also,
Hemsworth are.
maybe they're Jeremy Renner. Maybe they're
yeah.
keeping some information from us.
They could. I'm hoping they're in it.
I'm totally.
I'm
I could
fine
totally
with them.
see as a surprise as they.
Yeah,
them being
I'm
in it.
totally fine with them not being in it, but it just seems like it's weird to just leave them out.
They have such nice voices. Like I would love that. I'm gonna cry. I miss them. But
okay, so some what if scenarios.
Not even regarding the cast, just like what
I
would
mean,
be cool.
the cast is it's a pretty decent way to tell.
But even
what
just
it's gonna be.
Like, what are just fun things that could happen? What if they got the Infinity Gauntlet before the snap?
Yeah, that's definitely a cool one to think about. What got me thinking about Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans is in Civil War. What if it was flipped? What if Iron Man won instead of Cap?
Yeah, who really won?
Well, I mean, like in their fight at the end, instead of Iron Man getting his ass beat. It was Cap getting his ass beat.
That'd be a lot more brutal.
Cap and fucking Bucky.
Iron Man has a lot more guns, and Bucky
got his arm ripped off.
Bucky would have lost a lot more than his arm, I feel like.
Bucky would be dead.
Oh my god, yeah. Especially if Tony knocked Cap out first, and it's just Tony and Bucky. Bucky does not have a chance.
Bucky is absolutely dead.
Yeah.
So that would be definitely a cool one.
At first I thought you were saying what if Tony, or what if Cap agreed with the Sokovia Accords and Tony didn't? That could be fun.
That
politics.
would be cool too. In Ragnarok, what if Hulk just stayed on? What if Ragnarok just didn't happen? What if
do you mean,
Hulk
so
just
Hulk
stayed?
is still on that planet?
Yeah, because then that would change Infinity War.
Oh, if
and
they
that would
didn't
change
have
Endgame.
Hulk?
Yeah, because he stayed on the planet.
So well, who would warn them about Thanos? Thor, I guess.
Exactly. Well, Thor could.
But would the events
would time travel even have happened without the Hulk? Because they don't know anybody that would be smart enough for that, and Tony wouldn't be on board probably.
And what if that happened, like, would the events lead to Thor even knowing that Thanos is coming, or what if Thanos came to Earth, but the Avengers didn't know it was coming? Like, they weren't prepared.
Yeah.
They weren't taking
That
Mountain
would
Titan.
be-
Thanos coming out of nowhere and doing the snap without anyone to stop him, like, what would fucking happen?
Yeah, if nobody knew about it, he would probably get the stones pretty easily.
I mean,
Fucking
he would have to
surprise Doctor Strange.
How many stones were on Earth? Just
I
mind and time?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think just. Oh shit! He would get
probably
the
get
Mind
those.
Stone really easily.
Because if they weren't ready, he's ripped that out of his
Yeah,
hand.
he
They almost
just comes
got
in-
it. Like, remember, if Cap didn't show up to stop Vision, they had that thing, like, ripping the stone out of his head.
They would have already got it. Another, like, Endgame Infinity War one. What if the other half got snapped?
Yeah, I would love that.
But
to see what would they do.
I kind of, unless they're hiding most of the cast, then I doubt they're gonna do it.
Tom Hiddleston doesn't even say. Tom Hiddleston. Tom Holland, it doesn't say.
Yeah,
That's
so...
weird. I kind of want him to do it. Especially he's trying all these fucking voice acting
Yeah.
in these horrible movies and Spies in Disguise.
What if Bucky had never killed Tony's parents?
Oh yeah, I guess they all kind of would have been on the same team. Well, that would go pretty smoothly, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Civil War wouldn't. Well, Civil War would have happened, but it would have been a little.
But Tony
less...
would have been a lot different if he had his parents around.
Yeah.
He might never have become Iron Man if he had his parents
shit.
around. I think it would have to be what if Bucky died on the train? Like, what
Yeah.
if Bucky, like, actually died? Like, he didn't get recovered by the Russians.
What if Cap died in
the ice?
Yeah, he got hypothermia.
And died. Like, what if that cat didn't scratch Nick Fury's eye out? Then he would trust people.
I just thought of a Black Panther one. What if Killmonger stayed king?
Ooh.
What if fucking
Then all
T'Challa
the-
never came back? What if he died?
Then all the fucking weapons would have...
Yeah.
Oh no. What if Spider-Man went to the party, went to Liz's party instead of stopping that weapons deal, and then everybody has future alien
Oh
weapons?
shit! This would be a little too soon.
Uh-oh.
What
What
if-
if Iron Man didn't die?
Pretty much. What if he did? What if he couldn't get the stones and Thanos snaps again?
That'd be fucking... Everybody's gone. The whole world would explode or whatever. Or implode. I'd hope it would implode like Vulcan in Star Trek. Also, if Hulk wasn't on Earth when that happened, who's gonna do this? Who's powerful enough to do the snap to bring everybody... For everybody to come home?
Who was volunteering before?
Thor?
Then Thor probably would have done it, and then it's questionable if he would have died or not.
I don't think he would have made... I don't think he could have done it.
If he did,
Well,
it would be like close. If
Tony could do it.
Tony could do it, but
Thor
he would
took
die.
a star to the heart.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. He could probably do it.
Yeah, he could probably do it.
Maybe he'd look pretty bad after, but he could probably do it.
What if Tony Stark was never in that cave? What if he never had the arc reactor or the shrapnel to the heart and he never became Iron Man? Like, would the world be the same? Would there be all these superheroes coming up? Would it
Would
just
there
be
even
Captain
any
America?
villains?
No, probably not, because every fucking villain is because of Tony Stark. Because
Yeah.
Tony Stark fired them. And they have, like, Iron Man tech
Like,
or whatever.
If Tony never became Iron Man, then the Avengers wouldn't exist.
I love the theory that the Galaga guy is gonna be the villain in Spider-Man 3 because Tony Stark yelled at him to stop playing Galaga. That's fucking awesome.
So the Avengers wouldn't exist. None of Spider-Man's villains would have
But
existed,
there's still
I
a
guess.
Captain America and a Captain Marvel, like, because those happened before Iron Man.
They're still around, but I mean, there's not really.
Captain Marvel's in space.
I guess Thor would still be around because he still gets sent to Earth.
Hulk would still be
And
Stark
then-
Industries would still exist, though.
Yeah, he just wouldn't be Iron Man.
There's no Iron Man stuff.
Black Widow still exists. Hawkeye still exists. So Shield still exists.
Shield's still a thing, but is it just like assassins?
Is it is it just the Avengers without Iron Man because all of them exist other than him?
I guess so.
Ultron doesn't exist.
That's great.
So Civil War can't happen.
Sokovia is
Sokovia's
intact,
fine.
yeah.
That means no Scarlet Witch or Quicksilver. Well, I mean, they still exist, but
they wouldn't be evil because the reason that they were evil originally
Was
is because
because of-
Tony Stark
yeah.
blew up there.
I guess Thanos would still be a thing.
Yeah, it'd still be a thing.
Earth would still be fucked.
Yeah, but if Iron Man wasn't there, who's gonna stop Thanos?
Nobody.
Yeah, I guess not. I mean...
Oh, wait. Where would the Mind Stone be? Because Vision doesn't exist.
Oh, yeah, well, it would be with Loki, because in Loki's scepter. Loki's not holding on to that. He gave Thanos an Infinity Stone as it is.
Well, then wouldn't Thanos have it?
Yeah, he'd have it.
So...
In fact, he was working for Thanos. He'd
yeah,
given
so
both
he would
of them.
have it.
So Loki would be responsible for giving him 2 stones. Now all that's on Earth is the Time Stone. And that's watched over by all the wizards.
Yeah, so he just has to wait until, what, Doctor Strange has it?
Yeah, and then just fucking break his head. Just crush his head with his fist.
Again, he could surprise him and just fucking kill him.
Yeah, I mean, he might put up a fight, but...
He would put up a
I'm
fight,
sure Thanos has the resources to take down Doctor Strange.
I guess Spider-Man still technically exists.
Yeah, and until we find out that the spider was a Stark spider, which will probably happen at some point.
Probably, because fucking can't get rid of him.
Tony Stark, never.
We could do a whole episode on this. We just spent like half an hour on this.
Yeah.
Should we move on?
That's
we
fine.
have a little bit to get through.
Yeah, we do.
An hour
we
and
do.
a half.
That's okay. With all the space between us thinking about things,
that's
be
fair.
a lot less. Next up, another thing I don't care about, but that got wooed really hard at
people were
Comic-Con.
really weirdly excited about this one, but Hawkeye's getting his own show.
And I like Hawkeye. I enjoy Hawkeye, especially Age of Ultron Civil War Hawkeye. That's the best Hawkeye. He's trained Kate Bishop, which is something everybody decided was their favorite character after hearing her name once.
Everyone just kind of decided that they knew who that was.
She's not even cast. I don't know if people know who that is, or they heard her name and now everybody's freaking out because that was like an endgame theory.
Yeah, probably, I guess.
Whatever. Female Hawkeye, that's fun. More diversity in the cast. Great.
I mean, that's always good.
It's post-Endgame, of course, and exploring more of his time as Ronin, that's fun, so there'll be flashbacks
that's
to
gonna
that.
Be pretty cool.
That's what I'm most excited for from that
It's
series.
probably gonna be father-daughter show.
Kate Bishop isn't related to him, though. It's not
yeah,
his
but,
kid.
I mean, he was training his daughter to shoot a bow and arrow.
You
So
think she'll be Hawkeye?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe it won't be Kate Bishop, it'll just be his daughter.
I think that could work.
Yeah, no, I do enjoy the
I don't
Hawkeye
have a complaint
family.
about that.
I
That would
enjoy
be
the
cool.
Hawkeye family dynamic. I think that stuff can be
But at the same
effective.
time, do you think he would want his daughter to be part of that?
I think he thinks the world's a lot safer now that Thanos has been taken out. Like, there will be other threats, but nothing in the near future. I think he thinks that Earth is probably at a period where we can take a break from all the cosmic crazy shit, which will
Galactus.
Yeah, Galactus and probably whatever's going on in the Eternals with all the fucking deviants or whatever they're called. All the deviant art fans. That's who the villains are. That's pretty much all we have about Hawkeye Fall 2021.
Yeah, they just kind of showed like a teaser video and that was about it.
They
showed the logo. It looked kind of weird.
It's a lot like My Life as a Weapon, whoever worked on that, which is pretty much the best Hawkeye storyline, the concrete one that everyone always points to. So that's good because I enjoy that. It's a lot of Hawkeye yelling at people who are bad landlords or whatever, but that's fun. And next up, we have our last movie that was announced, and pretty much our last thing.
Well,
our last real thing, because
okay, it's possibly the last movie because there was another thing. We don't know what it is. So
and apparently it's not even in this phase.
I mean, it's in the phase possibly. It's just not up to 2021.
I read today it's in phase 5.
You really think that they're going to spend 2 years on a phase and then go to the next one?
No, there isn't a release date for this, and it kind of makes me wonder why they even announced that.
Probably because it's going to be, like, it's probably just a teaser and it's going to be the next thing.
Kevin Feige said phase 5. Like, this morning, he said phase 5. Which is weird.
These phases are way too long to last. One phase is 2 years with what, like 6 or like 4 movies and then they move on?
Phase 1 is... Yeah, 4 years. Yeah, 4 years with 6 movies.
Yeah, so
nice.
You really think they're going to spend 2 years and then go to the next phase with 4 movies?
No, but Blade doesn't have a release date.
Yeah, they're probably just announcing it, like they're working on it.
But like, why announce it if it's not part of this phase? Like, why announce something from the next phase? I guess just as a tease for what's coming
because
next.
It's probably not in the next phase. It's probably in
but
this phase.
That's not. But Kevin Feige said phase 5.
I really doubt that they're gonna spend 2 years in a phase and then move on.
No, that's
seems
not what
too
I'm.
short.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Is gonna happen. I'm saying that.
When would they announce something for phase 5?
Well, there's other slates in here. That's what I'm saying. But that's what Kevin Feige said. I don't think that phase 4
I think it could have been a slip up. I don't think
that this is gonna last 2 years. I just don't think Blade's gonna come as soon as we think it's going to.
I think
there's gonna be things in between the next movie and Blade.
Maybe if he does show up in this phase, it might just be a show. But
Maybe. Blade had a TV show in like 2006.
should we talk about Thor first?
Thor first. Sorry. This is my second most anticipated for sure because
I know you.
Ragnarok's perfect.
I know you said you didn't like the logo.
No, I like the logo. I don't like the name.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But
I think the name's fine.
It's called
whatever.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
And then the
That's
logo.
bad. Like, is that a pun?
No,
It seems like a
so.
pun.
I don't think it's supposed to be. I think it's just a weird.
Is it because there's love between him and Jane Foster, and there's thunder because he's the god
Thor.
of thunder? Is that it?
I don't know.
November 5th, 2021. But I'm still excited. But also, shut up about He-Man. This is a thing I want to get into. Shut the fuck up about He-Man. Every single fucking comment on every single fucking thing about this is, oh my god, the logo, serious He-Man vibes. I don't fucking care if it's serious He-Man vibes. Name one character in He-Man.
It's not He-Man vibes. It's fucking the old, like, 80s, like, metal rock
Yeah,
band
exactly.
font. This isn't about He-Man. Shut the fuck up.
And, like, fuck He-Man, dude. And name one fucking side character in He-Man who isn't She-Ra or Skeletor. You can't. Yeah, you fucking can't. Tell me one thing about He-Man.
Name one He-Man thing, just in general, from recently. that was
there's
actually
She-Ra
that people
Netflix.
liked.
There's a pretty good She-Ra Netflix show.
Other than She-Ra, I completely forgot about that, to be honest. I didn't even remember
fun.
that was a thing.
Sometimes I watch it when other people are watching it in my
The
house.
point is, nobody cares about He-Man.
Fuck you!
Shut
Shut the fuck up about He-Man. Anyway, it looks really good, and
This
Taika
is
Waititi
my
is
first
back.
rant on the show, and it was about fucking He-Man, which I don't even care about.
I don't give a fuck about He-Man. I hate that.
Yeah,
Go
it's
to
just-
anything about this. All the comments are He-Man.
Anything probably Taika Waititi related is just
There's
where's
a
He-Man?
lot more interesting stuff than He-Man going on around this movie.
Like Thor himself, or I don't know,
or herself.
Natalie
Portman.
Thor.
Natalie Portman.
Yeah, supposedly Natalie Portman's supposed to be fucking female Thor in this movie. Like, they just fully announced that.
And I love it because Natalie Portman was very against coming back. And so I went back. I adjusted my Google search for things between 2013 and 2016 because that's around Thor the Dark World and post Thor the Dark World era. The last thing she was in, she's technically in Endgame, but not really. That's like archive footage. And she said, and I quote, in a Wall Street Journal interview, "As far as I know, I'm done. I don't know if maybe one day they'll ask for an Avengers 7 or whatever. I have no idea, but as far as I know, I'm done." So
Turns out, you're not done.
you're not done. I mean, you look really great with blonde hair. You look great at that picture at the interview holding Mjolnir. I'm excited that you're back, and I love you, Natalie Portman. But you're not done.
Not even close.
And that's okay.
You're fucked.
Because Taika Waititi's back, and Valkyrie's back, and she's the first LGBTQ superhero. More diversity. I love it. There's a lot going on. This movie's gonna be great. It's gonna be really fun. Corey's coming back. Thor's coming back, obviously. Everybody's coming back. There's gonna be a bunch of Thors, probably going through the multiverse. Frog of Thunder's gonna be there, probably. Beta Ray Bill's gonna be
God, I
there.
hope so.
Eric Masterson Thor's gonna be there. I'm really excited. Throwback to Bill Simonson comics. Throwback to the Mighty Thor run for 2014 where Thor is Jane Foster.
Hold on, slow down.
There's a lot going on. This is a big movie.
Nothing about Guardians of the Galaxy in this.
And
Do
James,
you think they're gonna mention
James
it?
Gunn commented on it. James Gunn said that
did?
he's working on Suicide Squad right now, so
Well, yeah,
he'll get to Guardians.
Yeah,
when
I
he
know
gets
they're not
there.
even like working on it yet, but do you think they're gonna like mention anything about the Guardians of the Galaxy?
This
in
movie could start with Thor on the ship.
That's what
That'd
I'm
be
thinking.
awesome. See those
Because
cameos.
It would be weird for him to just be with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then this movie just kind of happens, and it has nothing to do with them.
No, he
like
needs
not
to.
even a mention of them.
They need to be in it.
Yeah.
They need to be in it at the start, and then.
But I
he
don't
can
get
leave.
why would Thor go back to Earth? Because why would Valkyrie be in it? She's in
She's
New Asgard.
New Asgard. That's right.
So they would have to go back to Earth, or she would have to go to space.
Yeah.
Those are both weird. So how would she be in it? And
Jane Foster.
Yeah, how is
she's
Jane
like-
Foster supposed
I think
to become?
that they're gonna go to a multiverse where Jane Foster's Thor, and they're gonna pick up a bunch of Thors, and Thor's gonna be a frog.
You really think this is gonna be a multiverse thing?
Everything in this phase is multiverse. What If's multiverse, Doctor Strange is multiverse, fucking Thor's probably gonna be multiverse. I think that's the direction we're headed.
It could be, but I don't know. Thor and multiverse don't seem to go together.
But there's been so many people who have been Thor that I think you can pick up a bunch of Thors
they
and then
could.
have all the Thors in the Thor road trip.
You think this is
a road trip?
You think this is Into the Spider-Verse, but with Thor?
Yes,
and it's a road
I
trip movie?
really do. Maybe
That
not a
sounds
road trip
great.
movie, but
a space
sure.
trip.
Yeah, space trip. I mean, don't you want to see that? Isn't that
That
awesome?
would be fucking.
That's
be
my
hilarious.
prediction. I want that.
I want to see Throg in a movie.
I want to see him pick up Throg, and I want to see him pick up Beta Ray Bill, who's a horse-faced alien man with Thor's powers. And I want Jane Foster Thor, and I want all the fucking Thors. And I hope Eric Masterson Thor.
For some reason, I hope they have a pet Avengers.
I would love that
movie or
Captain
show
America.
or something.
It's actually, you'd think it would be Captain America, but it's actually Captain Americat.
Why
and
not?
the Pun Fisher and Spider-Ham. I'm sure I'll remember more.
Yeah, I just hope that they do something with that at some point.
But yeah, no, that's gonna be great. I can't wait. Thor: Love and
it's
Thunder.
gonna be
Bad
great.
name, fun logo. It's gonna be great. Everybody on that.
Everyone's
working on
happy.
that is
More
great.
diversity.
I'm glad. More diversity. LGBTQ stuff and Natalie Portman. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really excited.
It's also like 2 years away because it's in November of 2021.
That's my second most anticipated for sure.
Doctor Strange is definitely number one though, and it's earlier.
We should rank them all on how excited we are after this. Blade,
Very weird announcement.
That's like the secret announcement. There's 10 slates, and then they're like, and Blade. And...
Okay, did you see how they announced it?
No, I just saw the.
Okay, so they were doing a group picture. And then
did Mahershala Ali show up?
Yeah, Kevin Feige brought out. I don't know how to pronounce the name. I don't want to fuck it up.
Ali.
Mahershala Ali.
He's very
Yeah, they
famous.
brought him out and
two-time Oscar winner for Green Book and Moonlight, I think.
So they bring him out and because everybody has a Black Widow hat on, and everybody that showed up got a Black Widow hat. It just kind of has the Black Widow symbol. It's whatever.
All right.
So then Kevin Feige's like, "Oh, you have a hat too, don't you?" So he puts on a hat and it has the Blade logo on it, and then they show the Blade logo, and then he's Blade.
That's kind of dumb.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb.
Kind of bad.
But I still love that they're doing something with
That's
Blade.
great. We're getting vampires are in this world then. Fucking vampires.
Remember that there's vampires in Marvel Comics?
Want to use a big wooden fork? Yeah, not really useful unless you're fighting off 3 vampires that were huddled together.
There's vampires now.
I don't think Marvel Comics remembers.
Well, yeah, I mean, people barely remember that the Blade movies are Marvel movies a lot of the time.
Because they kind of aren't. they
very
are,
but they're loose, and especially since Blade is the first real Marvel movie, it's confusing. Like it's a whole thing.
It was a weird announcement, but I kind of love it because it had nothing to do with anything they revealed. It's just kind of like
it's just
and
Blade's
Blade's here,
and I love Winston or Lad as Winston Duke calls it
because fucking when they posted the picture, it just said Lad.
Well, yeah, just when Winston Duke and Baku did it, it just said Lad, and I don't know if that's a joke or he just forgot to reframe it.
I hope he forgot to reframe it.
Me too. I think he did. I love that guy.
Lad.
Yeah, Lad, which is what we should have referred to it as this whole time. Oh man, I hope there's some really in-depth fans who are like, actually, Lad refers to Vlad the Impaler, who Dracula is based off of. So Dracula will appear in the show. I hope
or
that.
movie or whatever it is, because they literally showed. They literally revealed nothing about it.
No,
There's not even a release
this morning they also revealed it's a movie, and it's a PG-13 movie. It's a PG-13 Blade movie.
Okay.
Which kind of makes it a little...
purpose, but
should be a show. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be better than the Blade movies, but...
I hope that... Oh my god, you're right. Those probably don't hold up. Like, I love those movies, but they're probably really bad. I guess we'll find out in a month when we watch them on the show. We're pretty close. We're getting real close.
Kinda close.
Do you know what we're talking about next week?
No.
It's the first attempt at an X-Men movie, and it's not X-Men. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit. I forgot. That was what we're supposed to do. Fuck.
Also, I watched Fantastic Four last night, and
I did not.
I'm gonna have to watch it again before we do the episode, so it's fresh in my mind. I'm gonna be so fucking prepared for that. I got like 2 weeks of prep. I am so ready to talk about Fantastic Four. Those stretchy effects don't look great. Gotta tell you.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You'll see it when you see it. And there's
Great.
a documentary on Amazon Prime that I'm gonna watch about it. I'm gonna be so fucking ready.
Yeah,
I'm gonna know everything about Fantastic
This is gonna be like
Four.
the most prepared you're gonna be for any movie that we're gonna watch.
I never have this much time.
You never have 2 weeks to prepare.
I love research. Like, I love doing this morning. Research episodes are the best. Pretty much it. This is his second MCU appearance because he played Cottonmouth on Luke Cage.
And I saw a lot of people that were just like, okay, Luke Cage isn't canon to the MCU anymore.
Or that means that actors can play 2 characters.
Or that means that Cottonmouth is also Blade, and that's canon.
That'd be kind of cool, though I'm pretty sure he died in that show. Spoiler alert.
He came back to life
as a vampire. Oh my god.
Blade is a vampire hunter.
Well, yeah, he kind of is. He is.
Is he? Okay.
He's a daywalker. He's half vampire.
Cool.
His mother was bit by a vampire before she gave birth to him.
Cool.
It's comic books bullshit. Anyway, that's pretty much it. It's kind of unconfirmed whether it'll be a movie, and it's Phase 5. I don't care what Franny told you guys. I'm
really
telling
doubt
you,
it's Phase 5.
It's gonna be.
But
That's
whatever.
what Kevin Feige
Either
said.
way,
we'll see.
Cool.
And we don't have a release date for that one.
Yeah.
And so then we'll just talk about some other things before we do our final thoughts on all this shit. There are 3 MCU movie dates for Phase 4, but they're untitled. February 18th, 2022, May 6th, 2022, and July 29th, 2022, which are very close together.
Yeah.
A May
really
and a
weird.
July. You know, usually you get an April and a July,
Hoping
and then
one
a
of those-
November or whatever.
Hoping one of those is a Spider-Man. Kind of doubt it.
Oh, it has to be. I mean, you saw how Far From Home ended. I'm hoping a Spider-Man, a Fantastic Four, and then a Guardians 3.
No.
No?
No.
What are you
You
talking
already know
about?
that's not what it's gonna be. It's gonna be Black Panther 2, Captain Marvel 2, and fucking Guardians 3.
There's gonna be a Spider-Man. You
No,
think
there's
not gonna be?
Not in those 3, no.
They can't announce a Spider-Man movie because of Sony. Sony has to announce it.
Well, fucking Sony has Spider-Man for ransom or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's going. So if they don't
There's
even...
gonna be a Spider-Man movie.
They're not even sure that they have the rights to Spider-Man.
That's
so
why
why
they
would
didn't
they
announce
put
it,
it
but
there?
there's gonna be one.
Of course there's gonna be one in Phase 4, but it's not any of those 3.
You don't know that. Cut back to
pretty
this
sure.
in 2022
Okay,
when there's a Spider-Man movie.
I am probably wrong, but I really doubt it because it's probably going to be Black Panther, Captain America, and Guardians 3.
Captain America. Oh my
Not
god.
Captain America,
Wow,
Captain
Franny,
Marvel.
Captain America's coming
Yes,
back.
Captain America's coming
That's
back.
that's a hot take.
We're going for multiverse stuff. Bring back Captain America.
Can it be Chris Evans from like 2005 when he was Johnny Storm with that haircut?
No, we got to bring back one of the Captain Americas that we've been watching, even though they're old or maybe dead.
Dead, yeah, who knows? Oh, you know what one of the best things about Lego Marvel Superheroes is?
No, there's a lot of great stuff about it.
Yeah,
I love
it's
it.
fantastic. But you get a trophy if you have Captain America and Human Torch on screen at the same time because
Are
they're
you
both played by
serious?
Chris Evans. Yeah,
I didn't know about
forgot
that.
about that for a minute. Anyway,
I love that game.
Yeah,
That game's so
that game's
good.
fucking great. Feige alluded to sequels for Captain Marvel and Black Panther and Guardians 3.
Oh, that was okay. These last 2 were very surprising, but fucking
What
awesome.
are you talking about? This is what everybody thought was going to
'cause
happen.
They didn't say anything about it, and he's just kind of like, yeah, you know what else is gonna be here? Fantastic Four and X-Men.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, bye.
It's pretty great. And then and then he left. He actually ran away. He did Naruto run away naked. It was weird. He still kept his hat on.
Yeah, he kept the hat on, but he just ripped off his clothes and ran off stage.
I think he can take the hat off. I think it's glued to his
It's
head.
his scalp.
Somebody should be Kevin Feige for Halloween.
It's not that hard.
And just announce Marvel movies. You just need a hat.
Okay, it would only work if there was like a Marvel movie near Halloween. You watch the new Marvel movie, dress up as Kevin Feige, and everyone you see, you spoil the movie.
Oh, that's mean. Kevin Feige is a god. He would never do that.
But he's Kevin Feige and he knows everything.
Kevin Feige can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's a legend.
No, every time you walk past somebody dressed as Kevin Feige, you just have to say a random Marvel fact.
He's almost been working on this movie. Oh, that's what I do to people anyway. He usually just
Well, there you go.
usually just alienates me at parties, but now I can use it as a Halloween costume.
Yeah, that was all. This
Okay,
was an
Brandon.
hour and a half panel.
You have to rank them. So, let me tell you the candidates. Black Widow, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Eternals, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Hidden Temple, WandaVision, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of the Mouth of Madness, Loki, What If, Hawkeye but It's a Girl, Thor, Love and Blunder, and Blade 4. Those are your candidates.
I already don't remember all of them, so I'm gonna have to look through this again.
Okay.
I think Doctor Strange is definitely the highest.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited. Then Thor.
Agreed.
Then probably the What If series.
Yeah, agreed, I think.
Probably the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yep.
Then Black Widow.
These are the right answers.
Kind of excited for Blade, but
Even though we have no idea what's
we
going to be.
have no idea what it is, but they mentioned Blade, so that's cool. Then probably the Eternals. Not really that excited about it, but it's new stuff and it's stuff that I've never heard of, so and it's weird cosmic stuff, so that's probably cool. Shang-Chi, probably Hawkeye, and then Loki, and then WandaVision, because WandaVision just sounds really, really boring.
Okay.
So what's your ranking? I know you agreed with most of what I said,
agree
like
with a lot of
it
it.
usually is on this podcast, but that's okay.
Here we go. Yeah, I guess I really can't wait for a movie where we're super divided.
I don't think that's gonna happen. Like
It's
one
gonna
that-
be something dumb that I'm gonna love and you're gonna hate.
Probably. It's
Probably Blade.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be one of the Blade ones. I'm just gonna hate it and you're gonna love it.
Yeah, they're
You're
fun.
gonna think it's one of the most boring movies I've ever seen and you're gonna
It's
love
not
it.
They're not boring at all. They're just dumb.
stupid.
Yeah, they're really dumb. Anyway.
Ghost Rider. You're gonna think it's a masterpiece and I'm gonna think it's
Ghost Rider.
okay.
You like some of Ghost Rider.
I like the first one.
You like the bit
the
when
second one not as
you
much.
like the bit when he goes yeehaw.
The second one I do, or not the second one. The first one I do like. Second one I don't like as much.
But what
but I
about
don't
the one,
remember
the
much
second
about
one where the guy, where
he has a giant saw?
No, yeah, that's great. But the second one where there's the bad guy and he turns everything to dust, and so he keeps turning food into dust, but then he grabs a Twinkie and it doesn't turn to dust because Twinkies last forever. That's a good joke.
I don't remember that, but alright.
It's like the one thing I remember from the movie other than the
Speaking
chainsaw.
Speaking of Twinkies and unrelated to Marvel, Zombieland 2.
And now, some clips that have, to put it mildly, not aged well.
I know. There still isn't a trailer. There's like a
but
logo. There's no
Cool
trailer.
announcement.
Yeah, I'm excited. Can't fucking wait. I mean, 10 years too late, but
Yeah,
alright.
a little bit, but
That's a
you know,
great fucking movie anyway.
it's just funny that Twinkies reminded me of that, but of course they did.
I usually think of Ghostbusters because
That's a big Twinkie.
first, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Thor, Love and Thunder, even though it's a bad name. I'm gonna say yeah, okay. What If and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they're kind of on par for me. Then Blade, then Shang-Chi, or no, then Black Widow, then Shang-Chi.
You're more excited about Shang-Chi than the Eternals?
Yeah, because I'm excited to see the real Mandarin.
Yeah, that's fair.
I guess Eternals, and then Hawkeye, and then WandaVision, and then Loki. Loki's definitely the one I care the least about, because, like,
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel like I'm kind of sick of his stuff.
Loki's a little overrated at this point, and people are really annoying about him.
Yeah, like, I loved him in...
Loki's
like,
great and everything,
he's great,
but he's not that great.
But, and I'm done. Like,
Calm down.
I'm done with Loki. Like, I love him in Infinity War and Ragnarok especially, and he's the best part of the Dark World, but...
He had a good run.
It's enough.
You can let him die.
He's been in 100 movies.
He's died 4 times. Just let this be... just let him die.
Just let him die for real this time. Please, god damn it.
His cameo in Endgame was cool.
That
Just
was
let him die.
fun, yeah. And now it's led to a television show that I fucking have to
That
watch,
is
I guess.
hopefully only 6 episodes long like the rest.
That I'm
I hope none of these-
obligated to watch. It'll be 13 hours.
I hope none of these are long. None of the shows. I hope they're not.
They all
I
should
hope
be
they're
the
all
same.
6
They should all be
episodes. I hope
6.
There's not like the Loki one. It's like, yeah, we're doing 22 episodes.
I fucking kill myself. They're all 8 hours long.
Loki season 2. Halfway through season 1, we're announcing season 2.
There'll be sequels. Yeah, exactly. They never stop. There's an endless stream of Loki content until we all
It's either
die.
gonna be that, or they're gonna release the first episode and they're gonna pull a Swamp Thing and be like, "Yeah, we're canceling it."
Oh, they would never cancel a Loki
yeah,
show.
they never would.
People fucking love
If anything,
Loki.
they would do it for like Hawkeye.
Yeah.
It's like nobody watched it, nobody cares.
I care about Hawkeye.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I like
I think
Jeremy
people
Renner.
are starting to care more and more about like Black Widow and Hawkeye for some reason.
I think peak Hawkeye is Civil War. Civil War's best Hawkeye,
Yeah.
I think. And then
Close
he's
second
good.
is Ronan.
Yeah.
Ronan's pretty cool.
Yeah. Bad hair, bad tattoo.
Bad hair,
Kind of
but
takes away
pretty
from
cool.
it for a little bit. Great opening when he has normal hair. But that's pretty much it. And best thing Jeremy Renner's ever done is the time he covered what's the Ed Sheeran song? Not Shape of You, the other one.
I don't know. Ed Sheeran has a lot of songs.
Thinking Out Loud, when he did that, but he did it about how like I'm as super as they are. I watch that like every month because it's so.
I didn't even know that existed.
That clip is gonna probably be in this. It's probably gonna play us out of the show. I'll just play the whole thing.
It'll either be
It's on,
that
like,
or
Jimmy
that's how
Kimmel.
you'll open the episode instead of our normal intro.
That's
Let's put
how.
that.
That should just be our intro. We should get Jeremy Renner to sing a song about our podcast.
We should get Jeremy Renner on the podcast.
Yeah, we got Ed Gale.
We got Ed Gale, so we can get Jeremy Renner.
Next step up is Jeremy Renner.
We can get an MCU star.
Who do you think from the MCU would be most likely to appear on a 15-year-old's podcast?
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner. He's not doing anything. You know, he's like a sheriff.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you're like part of the law enforcement. He's like a deputy.
I just knew that he did music.
Yeah, I haven't even heard his new song.
Riding high day and night, satisfied wherever we roam. You're the star of the show. You shimmer like gold.
Neither have I. I
went
did
to
music.
hear his new song, and then I just listened to the Ed Sheeran thing again because it's great. Well,
Jeremy
guys,
Renner, come on the podcast.
Jeremy Renner, this is an open invitation for you to come on the podcast. Hypothesize what if scenarios with us.
Yeah, talk about the Hawkeye show with us.
We want to know.
That would be awesome.
If we got
watched,
insight into
if we did like a Hawkeye review of the show with Jeremy Renner on it.
What if we did commentaries for the Hawkeye for the whole thing? Like we'd just do a 6-hour pretty much it style commentary track, but with Jeremy Renner. Then people would listen to it.
Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, I mean we offer no pay.
Yeah, we can't.
You have to record in this hot ass room.
We can pay you in a couple good laughs and a good time.
That's what we promise on this show. But only if you're a dork. Normal people probably.
Yeah, only if you're a fucking loser.
Will
like
probably
us.
kill themselves if they listen to this. Anyway, guys, thanks for getting nerdy with us on the show. And
no other what if scenarios that you could think
not
of.
that I can think of. I'm sure I'll think. But if you have any what if scenarios, you can email them to every Marvel movie ever. Fuck, that was a great segue, and I fucked it up by saying the wrong Gmail. He's leaving again every week.
No, not every week. I did it like for a couple weeks in a row, and then I stopped.
They kept saying horrible things.
Yeah, you didn't do anything. Yeah, you didn't do anything horrible.
Came up with a really good joke about the Fantastic Four that I'm really excited to say when we talk about it next week.
I am scared, but kind of. No, just scared.
It regards my fan theory that Ben Grimm wants to fuck Reed Richards. I've had that theory for a long time. I think other people have it.
Okay, everybody, thank you for watching.
Thank you for coming to another episode of Every Marvel Movie. If you have any thoughts about any of these movies or have any fun what-if scenarios for them, you can email them to us at marvelmoviepod@gmail.com, or you can send them to us through the YouTube comments if you're watching this on YouTube. Also, like, comment, subscribe, do all that nice stuff. Share it around with all your nerdy friends. We're on Twitter and Instagram at marvelmoviepod. I am not going to fuck this up because I am on Instagram at FlippedEgg and on Twitter at FlippedEgg, but the E in egg is a 3. Franny is Kevin Feige. You can find him at any of the Kevin Feige social accounts.
Yeah, I have some inside knowledge on the next 6 phases of the MCU.
He wears a hat at all times.
Oh yeah, it's not a hat. It's just
melded to his head.
Yeah.
That Marvel Studios hat.
Yeah,
It's stuck to you forever.
I've been branded by the Marvel Studios hat.
We've all been branded by Marvel Studios. That's why we've been cursed by to do this podcast.
Yeah, why do you
forever.
think we're fucking doing this podcast?
It's because of the curse.
We're contractually
they
obligated
put us
to...
here.
God.
We're doing this episode to hype people up for the next phase.
We're contractually obligated to talk about Marvel movies.
That's my dream job.
That would be amazing.
Are you fucking kidding me? You know some people are.
Yeah, I know.
All those
but
bored interns who do like the official Marvel podcast, like get us. We will put some enthusiasm into that shit.
It'd be funny if Marvel Studios hired 2 15-year-olds to talk about their movies.
I mean, you know, if Bryan Singer was running Marvel Studios, he would hire some 15-year-olds.
Anyway, guys.
Thank you so much for listening to this very different episode of Every Marvel Movie. Next week, we are going
what the fuck did you just say?
Yeah, it's our podcast. Thank you so much for listening or watching on YouTube. We've had some good interactions actually recently. I think I've sent a few of them to you. People are very nice when they listen to our show. Thank you so much.
People are surprisingly nice about our
dumb show. It's a good atmosphere that we got going on. Nobody fuck it up for us.
Yeah, please.
We haven't gotten a single death threat the entire time we've done the show. That I've found.
Yeah,
anyway, that I know about. Keep that up. Leave
up
a nice
positivity.
comment. All that good stuff.
If you want to leave anything negative, then at least have it be constructive criticism of how we can do better.
Or at least make it funny so we can read it out on the show. And if you have anything you want us to read out on the show, as long as it isn't like a communist or Nazi manifesto, we will totally do that for you. We are open to anything.
You know what? Send us some hate mail so we could start a hate mail of the week
oh my god, a hate mail, but the hate has an 8 in it. Thank you, James Clement and Nick Mason, for that suggestion.
Theme song. Somebody save me. Don't care how you do it. Just say it. Don't react like that.
Listeners of our podcast.
Wait, really?
No, are you fucking kidding me?
I don't know.
But they did watch that one video that we did.
That's
very pretty
cool.
Awesome. Thank you guys for that. We'll probably be appearing on another podcast soon this week, and we'll talk about that probably more next week.
Yeah.
Back to normal schedule next week. We will be talking about the Roger Corman produced Fantastic Four movie from 1994. So it's all on YouTube if you want to watch that to keep up with with us talking about it.
Or if you want to watch it ahead of time, like right after this.
This has been the longest outro ever. But
our longest ever. Well, no. Endgame was long.
Endgame was like
2.5.
Yeah. Oh my god. Thank you so much for listening, guys, and we will see you next week. Goodbye, and enjoy this Hawkeye song.
There's one guy on the Avengers who sometimes gets overlooked. He's still great, but it's hard to compete with those other guys. So here now to shed light on his own strengths and abilities, to the tune of Ed Sheeran's Thinking Out Loud, is Hawkeye.
when you're on a team with the Hulk and Thor, and we're all up there on the movie screen. Will people believe that I'm not quite as tough? Will anyone even notice me? Listen, I've got powers too, and they're pretty sweet. I promise I can do so much more than just archery. I'm serious, guys. I've got a collection of scarves and berets. I play trombone in a ska band. I once got to second base on my Tinder date, and my cat has got its own Instagram. I tell you now, I kick ass at Mario Kart. This year I played an extra in Pop Art, and I can open a pickle jar. Freaking Hawkeye, maybe I'm as super as they are, so maybe I still haven't lost my virginity. But when I bowl, I always score at least 70. After 6 beers, yes, I know about Captain America's strength, and the Hulk becomes a towering man. But I got 7th place in my fantasy league, and I once but dialed shot Claude Van Damme. I tell you now, when I go to Chipotle, I get free guac. I flirt with the cashier, she says that I rock. I own water-resistant socks. Freaking Hawk, maybe I'm as soon